Welcome to the Psychological Safety Series for Nurses, a podcast designed to help nurses at every level build environments where open dialogue, collaboration, and professional well-being thrive. In nursing, our ability to communicate without fear, express concerns, and contribute ideas directly impacts patient care, workplace culture, and job satisfaction. Yet, too often, nurses hesitate to speak up, fearing judgment, conflict, or professional consequences. That must change. Brought to you by Healthcare Nurses Network and the Nurses Link Up app, this series unpacks the power of psychological safety in healthcare, leadership, personal relationships, and professional networking. Through this podcast, we will explore why psychological safety matters, how to build it, and what to do to sustain it for lasting change. Guiding these discussions are two experienced registered nurses who bring real-world expertise and deep passion for transforming nursing culture. James Carter, BSN, RN, an ICU nurse who understands the fast-paced challenges of bedside care. Emily Ramirez, MSN, RN, a nurse manager committed to bridging gaps in patient care and fostering teamwork. Together, they will break down Dr. Nicholas Abella's 10-part psychological safety series, exploring how these concepts impact nurses, leaders, and healthcare organizations. Whether you are a bedside nurse, a manager, or a member of a professional association, this podcast will give you practical tools to create lasting change. What this series covers. To truly foster psychological safety, we must first understand it, learn how to build it, and develop strategies to sustain it. That is why this podcast is structured into 3 essential sections. Section 1, Understanding Psychological Safety, Episodes 1 to 3. We begin by defining psychological safety and its impact on nursing teams, leadership, and patient care. What is psychological safety, and why does it matter in healthcare? How does it affect nurse well-being, retention, and job satisfaction? What are the barriers that prevent open communication and collaboration? Section 2, How to Build Psychological Safety, Episodes 4 to 7. Next, we focus on actionable strategies to create a culture of trust, respect, and inclusivity. How can leaders and frontline nurses foster open dialogue? What role does effective feedback play in building strong teams? How do we address conflict in a way that strengthens relationships rather than divides them? Section 3, What to do to maintain, sustain, and expand psychological safety, Episodes 8 to 10. Finally, we explore how to embed psychological safety into nursing teams, leadership structures, and professional organizations. How do we sustain long-term change and prevent teams from slipping back into fear-based communication? What leadership behaviors set the tone for an open and trusting environment? How can nurses advocate for psychological safety in professional networks and associations? Why listen to this podcast? Nurses spend their careers advocating for patients, but who is advocating for nurses? Creating a culture of psychological safety means ensuring every nurse has a voice, every concern is heard, and every team member feels valued. This podcast will help you break down barriers that prevent open communication and meaningful collaboration. Empower nurse leaders to model behaviors that foster trust and professional growth. Encourage inclusivity within nursing teams, professional organizations, and online communities. Provide real-world, actionable strategies you can apply immediately in your workplace. If you have ever felt unheard, hesitated to speak up, or struggled with team dynamics, this series is for you. Let's get started. The future of nursing depends on it.